Turn it over to Dan Bongino, host of Unfiltered on Saturday nights. Dan, you're looking a little emotional. I feel the same way. How do you feel?
Well, listen, I don't really feel right now living in this police state. I mean, we're in a police state. I'm not even arguing this with the, liberal zeros out there who watch this network all the time. I mean, some of them, their only job is to watch our shows, which is kind of humiliating, but that's for another day. It's not open for debate that we live in a police state. And, I was listening to your monologue, Jesse, and the first thing I was thinking is I remember when I was doing an advance in the Secret Service in a foreign country that had troubles with the democratic process. I'll leave out what country it is, but I assure you, unlike a Joe Biden story, this actually happened. And we were sitting around this big table, and the military folks and the staffers for this foreign country wouldn't talk to the staff. They would only talk to us in the Secret Service, which is a problem because we don't make the schedule, the staff does. So I brought the military guy over and I said, listen, why don't you address the staff? They're involved in this too. They said, he who has the guns has the power. You guys have the guns, we'll talk to you. It's ironic because that was under the Obama administration. And little did I know that was going to be where we are now. If you've got the guns, you've got the power. I mean, show up at a school board meeting to complain about your kid being taught to be a racist. You find yourself with an FBI specially designated code delineated by the Department of Justice after they got a letter demanding you be investigated as a terrorist. But again, you're the President of the United States' kid. Your business partner goes on a national cable channel, Fox News, and goes, hey, the guy sitting in the White House right now is the chairman of an internationally corrupt influence peddling organization. And what do? You get invited to the White House and you sell a piece of blowhole art for $500,000 to someone we have no idea who it is. And I heard a liberal on this network before too as well say, which I thought was the most telling statement, and she may have been sitting right next to you. It was really incredible, and she's not here to defend herself, to be fair, but it's funny when they say the quiet part out loud. She said, this is going to be really powerful. It makes me feel powerful because it's going to be like this asterisk on Donald Trump forever. And I thought, man, did you just sum up liberalism? There you go right there. You need that power, don't you? You needed this so bad. You need him in handcuffs so bad. Now, let me just say one more thing. I'm sorry, I don't mean to hijack your show, but listen, you may have just handed Donald Trump the indictment. With the indictment along with probably the greatest Freudian slip ever. You handed him an indictment while handing him the nomination. At the same time, you may have just, I don't know, I mean, I don't want to get out ahead of my skis, there's a lot of time here, but I can tell you everything he has said to people about they're not coming for you, they're coming for me because I'm in the way. Now you look at this tonight and you're like, yeah, that kind of sounds right to me. You're going to break 200 years of U.S. precedent about indicting your political opponents over a business records charge that happened 7 years ago with a woman named Stormy Daniels? That's what you got. That's what you're going to do. You're going to roll with that.
Yeah, they're going to do that.
Because you want an asterisk.
They're absolutely going to do that. And Jessica, who is sitting next to me, the way I saw what she said was she said that this felt too powerful. It felt strong, not that she enjoyed the strength of indicting a former president. I felt she was saying it maybe was overkill. We'll have to ask her how she really feels about it next time.
She's not here to defend herself.
She's not here to defend herself. But you said something.
Regardless, I don't really listen. I don't care because I'm not playing cutesy time. I'm the wrong host. I really don't care. I can't stand liberals and I can't take them anymore. And I'm serious. She should have spoken out like every other liberal and said, listen, I don't like this guy. I think maybe we can beat him at the ballot box. Whatever happened 7 years ago. The hard reality is, he's a former president running for president right now against the guy in the White House. This was a charge dropped by federal prosecutors. Maybe do the right thing, and the right thing would be to run this election the way elections are run, which is not out of a jail cell with guns pointed at your political opponents like they do in the third world. Maybe that's like kind of something you might want to say. I'm just going to throw that out there. I mean, you have an opportunity to do the right thing. I mean, you know what's ironic? You have actual evidence of a criminal enterprise Joe Biden Inc. is running in conjunction with the business partners. But it's kind of strange, you know. You don't hear me on the air every night screaming for Joe Biden to get locked up and impeached. I'd love to see him impeached, but we don't have the votes right now. So I don't waste a lot of air on it. Yet liberals always have the opportunity to do the right thing. And it's amazing how they never miss an opportunity to miss an opportunity.
Well, you
It's
know,
just
if they had the votes, why are they doing this, Dan? I mean, you had Joe Biden had more votes than any other president in American history. He has the votes.
81 million
Why is he
votes.
locking
That's
up
right,
his
yeah.
opponent if he's gonna get reelected? We have actually now a statement from the DeSantis team. I'm going to read it to you guys. It says the weaponization of the legal system to advance a political agenda turns the rule of law on its head. It is un-American. The Soros-backed Manhattan district attorney has consistently bent the law to downgrade felonies and to excuse criminal misconduct. Yet, now he's stretching the law to target a political opponent. Florida will not assist in an extradition request given the questionable circumstances at issue with this Soros-backed Manhattan prosecutor and his political agenda. So they're not allowing the former president to zoom in for this arraignment. They're demanding, we believe, he go to Manhattan and get booked and fingerprinted and get the mugshot. Is the extradition situation in play, as DeSantis suggests?
I doubt it. You know, the governor did the right thing there. That was a smart and ethically the right thing to do, because this is clearly a police state maneuver by Alvin Bragg. No, and I'll tell you why. Imagine you're in vacation on the Bahamas on the weekend, right, or whatever you're doing, and the FBI calls you and says, hey, you know, we're going to indict you on Monday on some kind of whatever charge, felonious mopery. And you say, well, all right, I'll be back on Tuesday. They're not going to seek extradition unless there's a complication about you turning up in court. So, I mean, I doubt that's going to happen. But think about how pathetic this case really was. You have 23 grand jurors, right? You only need 12, so you need about half, right? You don't even need beyond a reasonable doubt evidence that the subject you're talking about is guilty. You need just probable cause that a crime was committed. And it took them months to get that. And you're suggesting to me that in a trial that has to be unanimous, beyond a reasonable doubt, that sane prosecutors thought this all was a good idea? Listen, there's the joke, you know, a died a ham sandwich, I get it. But the fact is, they were better off with a ham sandwich, because it took them weeks and months to indict Donald Trump. They would have had the ham sandwich weeks ago. And him going up there, by the way, is the best thing he can do. He should walk out of that court, raise his right hand, and give a press conference right there. Gave a press conference right there about how the police state is being used to destroy the constitutional republic so many fought so bravely to hand down to this generation.
That will be one of the greatest political speeches if he delivers it that way in
You're darn right.
American history. All right, Dan Bongino, thank you so much.
Thanks.